Good morning. How is everyone doing today? I wanted to get on here and talk about some fears that first time homeowners have when purchasing your first home. I was 21 when I purchased my first home. So, with that, I know education is very important. I was not educated along the way. At that time, when I bought my first home, I was given three homes to choose from on a piece of paper, and the process just went by so fast. I done a lot of homework, and I want to talk about one of the fears is lack of education. I find that a lot of people who come to me say they don't know what to do, or they've over educated themselves to where they have a whole lot of information, and a lot of the information is not even local to the state that we live in. It's not local to the state of Missouri or the state of Illinois. I'm licensed in both states. So they have a lot of information that's not even pertinent to the purchase of their home, and it causes you to be confused. How do I move forward in purchasing a home? So one of the fears is not knowing what to do. And because you're not educated, you continue to study, continue to research, and you don't take the first step in what you need to do to actually be able to purchase a home. So the process feels very confusing when you go into it. And a lot of times when we're confused and then we're asking a lot of questions, we're not getting the answers that we're looking for. It causes us to stop searching. It causes us to delay the process. So a lot of people start their searches online. So you're clicking, and whoever it is, pick up the phone or whatever house you're interested in, you're asking questions from multiple people, and you never build that trust and relationship with someone that is able to help you and guide you throughout the entire home buyer process. Your process starts the very day that you begin to vision yourself becoming a first time homeowner. And I want to encourage you, if you purchased a home before and you lost that home in bankruptcy, you lost a home in foreclosure, you lost a home for whatever reason, if it's been 3 years that you have not been on a deed of a home, you are a first time home buyer again. So you can benefit from the first time home buyer grants, first time home buyer loan products. So you want to reach out to see if you qualify. That's for number two, the belief that you don't qualify. I get so many people that contact me and say, I don't think I could buy a home. When I do the first time home buyers workshops or seminars, they'll come saying, I'm just getting more information, but I don't think I can ever purchase. Or they'll go on and do the application and realize they're more ready than they thought they was. And for you who have done an application before, I don't know how many people come at closing and will tell me, I didn't think I would ever be a first time homeowner. I was told 3 times that I couldn't purchase. I just didn't know what to do. You need a plan. Let your vision start with the thought of becoming a first time homeowner, and then take the first step and do the application. And then you want to partner with someone that can help you along the way, know what to do to get your credit in a healthier place to be able to purchase a home. A lot of people believe you need a 720, 750, 800 credit score to be able to purchase a home. And that's not true. Your credit does not have to be perfect for you to be able to purchase a home. Another thing I hear a lot, people will say, well, I don't want my credit ran. So I began to talk to people about the application process. When you apply to rent somewhere, you do an application, they run your credit. It's no different than when you're looking to purchase a home and a lender runs your credit. It's still a hard inquiry on your credit. Now, the benefit of purchasing a home is you don't pay that credit fee up front to get your credit ran. There is no fee. You fill an application out, You may get a no today, but just know that no is not forever. You just need a plan on what you need to do to get to a place to be in a position to become a first-time homeowner. And when you do your application, if you know you're not in a position or you have a year to go before your lease is up, let's say you just signed a lease, or 6 months to go, there is something called a soft pull. You can contact a lender and ask them, can you run a soft pull on my credit to see if I qualify? Now, they won't give you the full qualification, but it'll give an idea of where you are, a start on what you need to do. A lot of times I run into people who, now that you're ready to purchase a home, the first thing you do is begin to pay old debt off. That hurts your credit more than it helps your credit. You do not want to awaken a giant that's been dead. So don't start doing credit restoration and beginning to work on your own credit without first doing an application and getting an action plan in place on what you need to do to buy your first home. So number one, lack of education. That's why when you're interviewing, you want to make sure not only for the agent who's interviewing you, but for yourself to do that first time buyer's consultation so you can be educated on what the process is. What's the process gonna be for me to do an application to purchase a home? Once I'm qualified, what's the next process? Once I find a home, what's the next process? Once I'm under contract, what's the next process? Once I close on my home, what is the next process? Do this relationship continue after closing? Those are the type of questions that you want to ask, the things you want to get to know as you're interviewing who you want to partner with you in helping you become a first-time homeowner. And the third thing I want to talk about is the lack of trust. The lack of guided trust. You have to be able to trust the person that you hired to work for you. You have to be able to ask questions and get your questions answered. You have to be able to be at a place to where, although you're not going to understand everything about the process, but you should be able to get a understanding to where you know at least what's going on with the purchase that you're about to purchase. When you don't have the right agent and the right team around you that's willing to guide you and that's willing to, someone that you can trust and that's going to make the right decisions and guide you in the right way, then it prolongs your process. It prolongs your process. I just wanted to get on here and encourage you today. If you haven't taken the first step, take the first step. Begin to ask yourself, why am I not a first-time home buyer? I didn't write this down as a fourth point to talk about, but I will hear a lot of times, especially for the younger generation, what if I move out of state? What if I change jobs? It's no different than if you're under a lease. You're not locked into that mortgage until you die. You can hire your agent again to sell your home. Most buyer agents are also selling agents. They can do both. Just call them and say, hey, I have to move out of state. Let's sit down and talk. Should I use this home as an investment property? Should I sell the home and take my equity and relocate to get a different home in another state? What plan can we come up with the home that I'm living in? You're building equity. You're not stuck in that home for life. If you need to change or relocate your home, but you can also leverage your home and use it to become a business for you, or use it as an investment property to rent it out, or you can sell it. You have options when you become a homeowner. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a private message. Put it in the chats, whatever. You may be dealing with some fears I didn't talk about today. Or you may have overcome a fear and became a first-time homeowner. Encourage the person that's listening to this, that'll read through the messages that they are considering becoming a first-time homeowner. And just know, if you become a first-time homeowner, you can remain a homeowner. You don't have to stop there. You can continue with investments. You can end up going to multi-property. It's wealth generation. Land is given to us. Land purchasing was given to us from the creation, and it's a promise and an inheritance for us. So I want to encourage you to start the process. Start the process. Any questions, let me know, and I'll be happy to answer them.